Hello YouTube, it's Si here from Si Moto Photo. Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got our hands on this much anticipated, long awaited Scrambler 400X, and I'm going to take it out, put it through its paces and tell you what I think about this compared to the Speed 400. So let's get it on the road. Alright YouTubers, welcome on board the Scrambler 400X. So this has been a bike that's I've been messaged about several times asking when am I going to get this bike out, so apologies it's taking so long for me to get this Scrambler 400X out. There was a delay in this bike coming to us. We got the Speed first, and I done a review of the Speed pretty much as soon as we got it in, so I'll leave a link to that review if you've not seen it at the end of the video, so you can see what I thought of the Speed 400. But this is pretty much, as I normally do, or as I always do before I do a review, I've had the bike out this morning and had a really good long play on it. So when I do the walk around and stuff, excuse the mess of the bike, I always like to get a feel for the bike before I actually give you my thoughts of the bike. Immediately when you get on the bike, it feels a lot taller than the Speed. You sit a wee bit more sort of upright. The bars are sort of taller on the bike as well, so you're sitting more in a kind of upright and big position. The pegs seem a bit lower as well for some reason. I don't know if that is actually the case, but the pegs do seem a little bit lower. But the one thing that really stands out in this bike is the little engine it's got. It's got a single cylinder 400cc, or it's 399 point something cc, and it puts out just shy of 40 brake horsepower and 37 newton meters of torque, and it's so much fun to ride, that little single cylinder engine. As many who watch my channel will know, I've got a Honda Monkey bike, and that bike I love getting out in that bike. I have so much fun on it, and like this, it's a single cylinder engine, but it's only got a quarter of the power of this bike. There's so much fun to be had with a bike with a single cylinder engine in it. This bike revs to 12,000 RPM. That for a single cylinder engine is fantastic. So it's got a real sort of, broad spread of power. It's not a sports bike, and it's not got mad horsepower, but what it does have is it has bundles and bundles of grunt and shove, and you can feel it as soon as you open the throttle on it. You can feel a right good shove from the bike. It certainly doesn't lack power for road riding, and it really is quite good fun to ride. One of the biggest things about a bike like this, a small capacity sort of single cylinder bike, not necessarily a single cylinder, but a small capacity bike. The big thing about this for me is it reminds you why you started motorcycling in the first place. It takes away the seriousness of one of these big powerful machines that lots of us ride, and it just reminds you that you don't have to have the biggest, fastest, most powerful machine to have fun. It's the reason we all get into motorcycling, or when I say we all get into motorcycling, I'm generalising like mad here. If you don't agree with me, then tell me in the comments. But the reason I get into motorcycling was because it gave me some freedom. It gave me a chance to get out, go and explore, have fun on something that was just a little bit nuts. Anybody that throws their leg over a motorcycle and goes blasting round the roads, you've got to have a bit of a screwless, to be honest. And we all get it. We just all get it. People that don't ride bikes, they don't understand. And it's not something they will understand. You either get it or you don't. But for me, this is what epitomises motorcycling. It's about getting your leg over the bike, just getting out on the road, and just going and exploring and forgetting how fast it goes. Just going and having fun. This Scrambler version is taller than the Speed, and it's got a little more off-road capability. You've got a set of Metzler Karoo street tyres on the bike, and they're kind of knobbly tyres, so I'd imagine you may be using them 70% road, 30% off-road. So it opens up a new avenue for you with this bike. You can take this bike, down sort of green lanes or down forestry trails or stuff like that, and you can confidently have a go at it, knowing that the tyres are going to sort of look after you. If you go on something like that with a road bike, there's a good chance you'll slip the tyre out or even pick a puncture up. It's more easy to pick a puncture up. But if you want to go exploring, not just the roads, but off the beaten track a little bit, then this is definitely a great option. let's get a good look around the bike. You can tell me what you think about it. So with this being the Scrambler, the seat height is a little bit higher and the speed is 790mm, but the seat height on this one's 835, so that's quite a difference. Now I don't know if it's just me, but I feel as if the pegs are slightly lower in this bike as well. So you sit a wee bit sort of more upright, the handlebars are a bit higher, and I feel that they're really flat handlebars, so you're kind of sitting bolt upright when you're riding the bike. The rake on the bikes is slightly different as well. The rake on the speed is 24.6, I'm sure it is, and the rake on this bike's 23.2, so it's a little bit steeper, which means it's got a fantastic turning circle, and it'd be great for kind of manoeuvrability for, if you were taking it off-road or stuff like that, it'd be great for kind of zipping around in. The speeds just get a little bit more raked out just to give it a bit more stability when you're on the move, and you would expect that from a roadster, to be honest. The Scrambler's also a little bit heavier than the speed model. This one comes in at 179 kilograms wet, so that's about 9 kilograms more than the speed. The speed's sitting at about 170 kilograms wet. It's got the typical kind of Scrambler look about it, you know, that typical Triumph Scrambler feel, a bit more purposeful, a bit more off-roady, a bit more rugged. The brakes in the bike, you've not got a brake in this front wheel, it's on the other side, but you've got a 320mm front disc and a 230mm disc on the rear. They're twin piston radial calipers with braided lines, and you get kind of progressive braking with a switchable Bosch ABS. It gives superb feel for like sort of road and off-road, and it has really good modulation through the lever of the bike, so you can really sort of get a feel for exactly what the brakes are doing. Now, as you'd expect from a Scrambler model, you get lots of protection. You get your hand guards here for your wind protection, you've got your headlight guard, which has got your sort of plastic stone guard on the front, and you've got a little sump guard underneath the bike as well, just to give it a wee bit more usability if you want to take it off-road. You've got some really cool suspension set up on this. You've got 43mm upside down forks, and the back shock is adjustable, so you can dial it in and get set it right up for the weight you are. The bike's got a real sort of premium feel about it. You know, everything from all the engine casings are all sort of painted black. You know, your switch gear at the top here, your analogue clock in the front of it, your fit and finish, you know, even little details down to the fuel cap with a little Triumph emblem on it, and the paintwork is absolutely first class. The finish is just impeccable on the bike, and I think you'll be blown away by just how good the quality is. So you've got LED lighting all round, your headlight, your rear light and your indicators are all LED, again just adding to that quality. And the bike comes in 3 different paint finishes. This red one that you can see with a black stripe, you also get it in black with a grey stripe, or you get it in the famous old khaki green colour, which is absolutely gorgeous in the bike, a matte khaki finish with almost like an ivory coloured stripe on it. They all come in at 5,595, so there's no uplift in price for the different paints. So all in all, just a brilliant value package. You know, it's got that absolutely fantastic build quality. Once we first heard that these 400 bikes were coming to us at Triumph at West Coast Triumph, you know, and we kind of got wind of roughly how much they were going to be, we all kind of looked at each other and thought, I wonder what the quality is going to be like on them. You know, if they're going to be selling these bikes circa £5,000-ish, you know, and that's what this is. This Scrambler 400X is 5,595. But when we heard that, we thought, I wonder if they'll scrimp on the quality of the bikes at all. And when we first seen them, we had a preview at the shop, and we invited lots of customers down to see them. And I think the overwhelming reaction from everybody was just surprised at how well they were built. You know, the quality, the detail. You know, the little bits and pieces that you come to expect from a Triumph were there in abundance in this bike. So, you know, I think if you come in and have a look at it, throw your leg over it, take it for a ride, I think you'll be really impressed with the build quality more than anything else. But somebody asked me to let them see how it accelerates, so here we go, and I'll let you see how it accelerates. So we're sitting at 20 miles an hour here in second gear, so here we go. Traction control light come on a wee bit. So it's not slow, it's definitely not slow, and I tell you what, it's exactly the same with this bike as it was with the Speed. First and second gear are a little bit short on it, but third, fourth and fifth I've got loads of go, loads of pull. They just shove you along and it's, you know, it's a phenomenal wee engine. 400cc, 40 horsepower, more fun than you can shake a stick at. So how does the speed in the Scrambler compare? Which is, as you'll see from the thumbnail, that's pretty much what I was wanting to ask myself by taking these two out today. What would I prefer? And I've got to say, I think that, and I definitely think the speed feels more plush. I think, you know, this feels a little bit more, dare say, agricultural. Not in a bad way, but it does definitely feel different from the speed. The speed for me feels a little bit more refined, whether that's because it's just not got so much suspension travel. It feels a little bit more planted. It's got a lower centre of gravity, just because it's a lower bike. And also I feel that the handlebars in this bike, they're quite straight. I would prefer them maybe to come back a little bit. I feel as if they're like really straight across. So I think I would probably change the bars if I was buying this, if this was my bike. But you know, that might suit you. Have a seat on it, have a ride on it, see what you think yourself. But I think for me, if I was going to pick one over the other, you know, it's a hard one. If I was going to pick one over the other and I was doing mostly road, it would be the speed, no brainer, right? But you know, if I was going to do some sort of off-road stuff and it was my only bike for doing off-road stuff and all that, then yeah, definitely I'd get the Scrambler. But my preference, I think, would be the Speed 400. I just think it's a nicer road bike than the Scrambler. As much as I like this and as nice as this is, I think the Speed 400 is a nicer bike for the road. I love the simpleness of the layout, the clocks. I love this big analogue speedometer, and then you've got your little TFT in the middle, giving you some really cool information, your gear indicator, your rev counter, your fuel gauge. It's also got how many miles of fuel you've got left. And for the record, I've been using this bike all morning and I've still got 180 miles of fuel in the tank. It's fantastic. 80 miles per gallon, they reckon it's going to get out of this little 12 litre tank. And I mean, how much fun is that? You know, you go out and you play on the bike all day and it doesn't cost you the earth-on fuel. It just makes sense as something to jump about on and have fun on. God, it would cost you more to buy a monthly bus pass to get to work than buy one of these things and run it. Unreal. It's just accessible motorcycling. Fantastic. So thanks again for tuning in to Sci Moto Photo. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did get something out of it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me no end. I just want to say a massive thanks to everyone who's bought me a coffee or contributed towards some fuel. There's a link in the description if you feel like doing so. If I've added any value and you think you want to donate some money towards the channel, feel free to do so. The link's in the description. But if you don't, that's fine as well. But listen, thanks again for tuning in to Sci Moto Photo. I hope you have a fantastic week and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, man.